My name's Jo Thomas and I'm Head of History and Government and Politics at the British School of Brussels. I've been at the BSB for 10 years, so obviously during that time I've had the chance to see a lot of people coming and going, including heads. I've taught lots of different classes. I've done everything from PSHCE through history to government and politics, and I teach the whole range right the way through from Key Stage 3 to Key Stage 5. The environment at BSB is very positive. It's a very international and exciting environment in which to teach. I have had experience in a range of schools before this. My first teaching job actually was in South Africa in a township school in the 1980s. Following on from that, I was in a large comprehensive in Britain, and then I've been in Germany in an international school in Munich and in Singapore in the United World College there. So I've seen quite a few schools. And actually this is my favourite school to work in. It's the most exciting in terms of its makeup of the student body. The facilities are superior to anything I've worked in before, and the environment is very positive, and the students have a very positive attitude also to learning, which makes being a teacher a real pleasure here. We have students from a range of international backgrounds. As a teacher of history, that makes my job very interesting, very exciting. In the classroom teaching international history, I often have students from the very countries that we're talking about. I also do international politics, and the same thing. We have students from a range of different countries with a range of different perspectives on the issues that we're talking about. We have great facilities at BSB. In my classroom I have the interactive whiteboard, I've obviously got the computer, I've got the internet, I've got all the resources I need in terms of textbooks, so the students are very well resourced for our subjects. The wider campus, of course, is also beautiful and a lovely area for the students to be learning in. Being an international school, we have a certain flexibility in terms of what we can teach in our subjects. So we do follow in Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4 a British curriculum to a certain degree, but we also have a flexibility which allows us to build in other elements to suit actually the international makeup of the classes. So that provides a very interesting challenge for us, but a very positive one. So for instance, with our grade 8 history, we can actually bring in all kinds of topics that students in Britain wouldn't do as part of the British curriculum. So we have, for instance, a topic on the Aztecs to broaden out and make the curriculum much more international. As well as teaching at BSB, I have some other roles outside of the classroom which I think probably help my teaching inside the classroom. So I'm an examiner for the International Baccalaureate. I'm also an examiner for the AQA A-level examination that the students teach here. So that gives me a real insight into what is going on outside in the examining process, and hopefully I can sort of bring that back into my teaching and help students in that area. I've also written 3 textbooks on history for the IB programme which have been published, and so that's quite exciting because the students get the chance to use my textbooks actually in the classroom when we're doing certain topics, and they find that gives them a bit of excitement. I'm not sure why, but it does give them a bit of excitement to use those textbooks as well. And actually the process of writing the textbooks, of course, was very, very beneficial to me because it really made me understand what the students needed to know for their exams. There are other teachers who do similar work as well, particularly in terms of examining for the International Baccalaureate, and all of that is a big boost to the school in terms of what it does for the students, because it means that we are on the ball in terms of knowing what's actually happening, what's being set in exam papers, the kind of expectations for students, and how the grades are actually set as well. There are other teachers as well involved in publishing, writing articles for magazines, and all of this I think is very important for a school to have a sort of dynamic teaching body that's looking to extend themselves beyond the actual classroom teaching.